you. Wow, isn't Diego great? He's awesome. On the way out, I had all this stuff here. My dad says, "What are you going to do with all that?" And I said, "Dad, I'm going to give a discourse." Anyway, his face kind of got like, "Oh, I don't know, here we go," right? Now, I'm going to explain this a little bit, but I'm going to set him on the ground. All right, well, how about those Bundy burgers, huh? Man, it's amazing to think that my father, from all the way from Nevada, and it's southern Nevada. It's about as southern Nevada as you get. The ranch is right just north of the Grand Canyon, the Colorado River there, and right in that little pocket by Lake Mead. And so it's a ways down there, and he prepared this beef and brought it up here. He wanted to make sure it was fresh, so he made sure it wasn't ever frozen, because he wanted you to be happy with it, and he wanted to serve you, and that's just what my father does, and I'm so grateful for my father. How could I not be a patriot, right? So, before I get going, oh, perfect. Look at that. That's awesome. Thank you. I want to introduce you to some more very important people in my life. I'd like to introduce you to my beautiful wife and children and my in-laws. You've met my father and my brother. Back up here a little bit. They're trying to keep me comfortable. I'm fine with the sun. I grew up in southern Nevada. Thank you. So, my wife, Lisa, and my children, I want to introduce them. Here's my wife, my beautiful wife, my daughter, Hallie, and my son, Hayden, my other son, Bowen. Here's Brinkley, and Emma. Where's Elias? Elias, come on, bud. Come on, there he is. He says, "I don't want to go on stage, Dad." He's my 6-year-old. And then my mother and father-in-law, Tom and Melody, Mimi and Papa. And you've met my father and my mother. You all right, bud? He doesn't like this stuff, I guess. Anyway, I think it's important because someone very wise said that by their fruits you shall know them.
That's right.
And these are my fruit. This is the most important thing that I'll do in this life, is raise my children and love my wife. And I'm so grateful for them, and I'm grateful for a wonderful mother and father-in-law who have been supportive from the very beginning of before I even married my wife. I love them very much. Thank you. All right, I said I would explain these things. These here, you see, they're just a stack of notepads. But they're unique because they're especially unique to me and very special to me. But you'll notice they have legal note on the top of them. Yeah, every one of them will have legal note. And the reason why they have neat legal notes, because these are my journals from when I was incarcerated. They're my journals. And many of them were written when I was in solitary confinement. I tried to write every day, even though some days were so difficult that I couldn't even put one word down. But I tried to write every day. And the only way to keep them from being stolen from me, from the guards taking them and throwing them away, was to put legal notes on them. Because I had a legal obligation at that point to treat them as a legal document, something I needed for my case. And so they wouldn't throw them away if I put legal notes on them. And I kind of got savvy to that and eventually learned that if I wanted to keep my journals, that I had to put legal notes on them. Now, this one here is unique to this. Grab those things. That breeze feels so good though, doesn't it? I'm grateful for the little breeze and the beautiful weather we have. So this one here is a little unique to me. Thank you very much. You can just put them underneath there. Yeah, there you go. This one's unique to this event because if I go back here to September 1st, 2017, which by the way is my birthday, I wrote a few things. And at this time, when I wrote this, I was in solitary confinement. I'd been there for months and months and months. In 2017, I spent over half the year in solitary confinement. In a concrete box, a 7 by 10 concrete box, with no light, no out, no nothing. I didn't even shower for months and months and months, never left the cell. And on my birthday, I wrote a few things. Because I felt inspired to. I felt like my heart, it was put upon my heart to write. And remember, at this time, my family and I were facing 106 years of minimum sentencing. The federal government had spent $100 million trying to prosecute us. And our future looked pretty grim. But I felt inspired that day. And I wrote in my journal that at some time I feel inspired that I should run for governor of the state of Idaho. I also felt inspired at that time of what I should do and how I should do it. I felt that these thoughts were not my own thoughts, but they were thoughts motivating me, preparing me, and putting in my mind of what I should do at the time when the time was right. And I have them here today as a witness. And I looked over them time and time again, wishing the time actually would never come. But ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. And so I'm announcing now that I will be running as governor for the great state of Idaho. Thank you. Anne's excited. All right, so thank you. Now, as the Republican nominee, I will clean up the party and I will get it united once again in a direction that will protect the people's rights again. So I just want to thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. However, I told you, everyone here, multiple times, that I would be making a big announcement.
That wasn't.
And I invited you here on the premise that I would be announcing something that was huge and that you would not want to miss. And frankly, the fact that I'm running for governor is not that big announcement.
Really?
It's not the big announcement I was referring to. I need to put this mic to my mouth, it sounds like. After filling out my paperwork with the Secretary of State, I think it was pretty obvious to everyone what my intentions were as far as running for governor. I mean, I have to admit, I found it quite amusing that all I did was fill out some paperwork, online in fact, and within 24 hours it was literally international news. We had friends sending us articles from Europe, Asia, Australia, and all over the United States. We even have here today media from Europe, from Germany. And it was about Ammon Bundy filling out paperwork to run for Idaho governor. I mean, the establishment is losing their minds right now. Even before I could announce, they came out with articles, ads, and full-page letters against me. I guess I must be really, really scary to these people. And you know what? I don't blame them. They know that they better take me serious. That they better take me seriously. And anyway, after filling those papers out, the fact that I was running for office was easy to figure out. And so no, running for governor is not the big announcement. The big announcement is actually that from here on out, I'm going to identify as a man, an American man, using he, him, and his pronouns. A married man, married to a beautiful woman, who's been so good to me. Oh, the outrage, right? How dare I declare my gender? Of course, I'm kidding. But man, who would have ever thought America would have become something so ridiculous? Or at least the people here. Anyhow, the big announcement is actually very important. And for those of you who are willing to ride with me for a few minutes, I think you will begin to understand the value of it, the gravity of it, and the potential of it all. You see, I moved to Idaho right before I was thrown in federal prison for 2 years, along with my father and brothers. Idaho, to me, represents the best of what America was. Idaho was a conservative state with traditional family values, full of people of faith who carried guns, loved the Constitution, helped each other, and built businesses by the sweat of their own brow. That's where I wanted to live, and that's where I wanted to raise my family. I wanted to live in Idaho, because Idaho meant and represented all the things that traditional conservative Americans want, their values and what we wanted it to be. When I first came home to Idaho from prison, never being convicted of even a misdemeanor, yet we suffered in solitary confinement for many, many months, never allowed once in 2 years to touch or have any physical contact with our wives or our little children. My friends, it was terrible. When the jury acquitted us and I came home to Idaho, all I wanted to do was be left alone and take care of my little family. I did not want anything to do with the government or anything like it. I even refused to register to vote. I just wanted to be left alone. However, as time went on, I could clearly see that those in power are never going to leave the people alone unless that power is limited. Now, after living in Idaho for many years, I have seen untold corruption firsthand in our government. And then going through the so-called COVID crisis of last year, it became even more clear to me that Idaho is going down the wrong path. Idaho is losing those elements that make us love her so much. In short, Idaho is sliding down the path and ceasing to be the Idaho that we love. I don't want that to happen. Do you want that to happen? I want Idaho to remain Idaho. Do you want Idaho to remain Idaho? Also, we need to have at least one state in this country that sets an example of safeguarding American principles and liberty. So my big announcement today that I'm making is not that I'm running for governor, but my big announcement is that as governor, I will be implementing a plan and a platform to keep Idaho, Idaho. The big announcement is the Keep Idaho, Idaho plan, which I will discuss with you in brief, and which you can all download from my website starting today, starting right now, at votebundy.com. Right now, it may not sound like anything really big, but as I go through this plan with you, you will begin to see how big of an announcement this is and how it literally changes everything. Should you and I be able to work together to implement this plan, not only will we keep Idaho, Idaho, but we could end up saving this country and spreading liberty once again throughout the world. I'll let you decide for yourself. But before I go into the Keep Idaho plan, I feel it important to say this. My whole life, I have done things people said I could not do or could not be done. To mention a few, I wanted to just make a little bit of a effort to bring some credibility to these things. I started my first business at 16 years old. I have implemented new types of business services that have never been used before. I've developed state-of-the-art software changing the maintenance industry forever. Nationally organized people in multiple countries with communication tools to stand with each other as neighbors. My family and I beat the federal government in federal court twice. In two of the most public trials in recent history. No family has ever done that before. And to make it more incredible, the entire time we were incarcerated in small prison cells. Now don't think that any of this was done without God's help. He has always given the insight and understanding of how to act. And because of this, I know how to win. I know how to get things done that many people say are impossible. My friends, I am not afraid to fight for you.
Hear, hear.
You know that.
Yeah.
You know I am not afraid to fight for you.
We're not afraid to fight.
I have been through the fires several times, and because of God's protection, I came out unscathed. I know that securing liberty for the people of Idaho is what I was built for.
Yeah.
Now it's your choice. So with that being said, let's get into the big announcement, the Keep Idaho plan. The first part of the Keep Idaho plan is ending immoral taxation, starting with property tax. Property tax is the most immoral of all taxes because it is the state's way of claiming that it owns everything. It is the state's way of deifying itself and never allowing the people to truly own their land, requiring you to pay an annual tax on your property forever, or it's forcefully taken away from you. Property tax makes you a renter forever, not an owner. A key to my Keep Idaho plan is elimination of all property tax in our state. And yes, there is a practical and a responsible way to do so. Second, personal income taxes. 9 states of America have no personal income tax, ranging from highly populated states like Florida and Texas to states with very little population like Wyoming and Alaska. Even our liberal neighbors to the west in Washington have no personal income tax. Idaho's personal income tax rate of 6.925% ranks us 26 among 50 states with higher income tax rates than even liberal states like Massachusetts, Colorado, or New Mexico. The fact that this tax still exists in Idaho is simply a clear demonstration that Republican establishment in Idaho has not advanced a true conservative agenda in the last 4 decades. I'm running for governor to finally put an end to all of this liberalism coming from the Republican Idaho establishment. Let me be perfectly clear. When I'm governor of Idaho, we will get rid of personal income tax. Taxes as a whole are always punitive as they take away from the person and the individual's productivity. Government should not be charging any other tax other than consumption tax, meaning you don't pay a tax until you choose to consume, or in other words, when you purchase something. We typically call this a sales tax, a tax that is paid at the moment a product is taken by the consumer. Free people should be willing to pay for their government or for their defense, whichever you would like to call it. But it should only be paid by taxes that would be classified as voluntary. This way, the individual has a choice. With a skyrocketing economy from our economic growth plan, we can ensure that Idaho has more than enough tax and enough revenue to fulfill its proper role without oppressing the people and without adding additional punitive taxes. Part 2. So you hearing what I'm saying? Part 2 of the Keep Idaho, Idaho plan is taking back Idaho's land. It may not seem that very important to some people, but listen as I go through, as I explain how important it is. It is unbelievable, but the federal government currently has control over 63% of Idaho's land. And you know what that land represents. It represents wealth, represents jobs, financial peace, our culture, and security here in Idaho. Everything we eat, live in, wear, everything we need and benefit comes from the land. When you lose control of the land, you lose control of everything. You lose control of your independence, and you lose control of your future.
Yes. Amen.
When you got up today, what did you do? You probably put on some clothes. Where did those clothes come from?
China.
They come from the land, from the earth. You probably ate some breakfast. Where did that come from? You're living in your home. Where did that come from? You get in your car. You check your phone. Where did those resources to make those things come from? They all came from the land, and they are natural resources. And if you do not have control of them, you do not have control of anything. Land equals wealth. And in Idaho, it's untapped wealth that we can't take advantage of because the federal government has taken control of it. Imagine for a minute that you had $1 million in the bank, but the bank restricts access to 63% of it. Think about how much real money you would lose every year in missed opportunities because of your inability to access your own wealth. The same thing goes for the people of Idaho. Look, if it's our land, then it's our land, and it's our land. Every state in the country that has access to the largest portion of its own land is economically prosperous. Those that don't are economically stagnant. Idaho is included in that stagnant number. This is the main contributing factor to Idaho being a welfare state, meaning we receive more money from the federal government than we send to them, which forces us into undue obedience to Washington, D.C. Currently, Idaho is forced to get permission from D.C. bureaucrats to survive and to pay its own bills. Think about states right now that are prospering like North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, and others. What is the source of their economic prosperity? It's the land and natural resources. The economic expansion opportunities will be limitless for Idahoans when we claim our land. As governor, I will see to it that the state of Idaho reclaims the land that is rightfully ours. Idahoans can manage our own land. We don't need the federal government coming in and bullying us and telling us how we can or cannot use our own property. So let's use our land and resources responsibly and efficiently and watch our economy explode here in Idaho. And you know, many of you know anyway, my record and history demonstrates that I am willing to fight to the very end to ensure that land rights stay with those to whom they properly belong. Additionally, so as I go through this plan, I hope that each one of you are thinking about how it would affect you. How would it affect those that you love? How would it affect your life? How would it affect your children's life? How would it affect the future? How would it affect liberty? Now, additionally, it is important to note that the historical American dream was rooted in property ownership. In order for people to feel prosperous, secure, and happy, they have to have their own home. Idaho is a growing state, and as we grow, we want people in Idaho to participate in this dream. So Idahoans must make a cultural decision. You and I, we have to make a cultural decision. We do not have a choice. We have to make this decision. We can either build up or we can build out. That is to say, we can grow by spreading out, by creating densely populated areas. However, history and human nature demonstrate that if we build up and create dense and congested cities with large populations, traffic, and pollution, we will lose our conservative, traditional values.
Yes. Right.
It's just what happens. Look at other states like Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Colorado, California. Once all conservative states. If we are going to maintain our historical traditional values and ultimately keep Idaho, Idaho, we must spread out and make Idaho's land available to the people. Then all of us can enjoy the fruits of prosperity and land ownership while we maintain our cultural and conservative identity. The current affordable housing crisis is caused by a number of complicated factors, many of which have been caused by the federal government coming in and meddling in our states.
Amen.
Nevertheless, at its core, this crisis is simply a supply and demand issue. To create affordable housing for the young and the old alike, we simply need more supply. And to have more supply, we need to take our lands back.
Hear, hear.
The third part of the Keep Idaho, Idaho plan is health, freedom, and body autonomy. There's no greater form of oppression and authoritarianism than when government takes control of your own body. It is absolute tyranny at its highest level. Unfortunately, both the federal government and the Idaho state government seem to think that they have power over you and over your body and can tell you what you can and cannot do with it. They even believe they have the authority to force you to do things with your body that you just don't want to. This is simply wrong and immoral. No person or government has authority over your body. Your body is yours and yours alone. No government can rightfully take what does not belong to them. They can't rightfully force you to take a medicine or a treatment that you don't want to take. And likewise, they have no right to prevent you from taking a medicine or a treatment that you want to take. Our current system is completely corrupt. This is driving Americans to other countries like Mexico, Panama, and Belize, and elsewhere seeking life-saving treatments that are illegal here in the United States of America. This should not be. People are also leaving their home states completely in order to avoid medical tyranny, where governments are forcing medical treatments and vaccinations. This is likewise immoral and wrong. And as governor, I will make Idaho the very first health, freedom, and body autonomy state. This means that in Idaho you can legally take any treatment you want, and the state will permit it and protect you. You will have the right to try any treatment here in Idaho, and you will be autonomous over your body like God intended it. So let me be very clear. Idaho will never mandate vaccines nor any other medical treatment for any person at any time when I am governor. When it comes to vaccines, if you want to take one, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. That's just the way it is, and you won't be required to. Idaho will honor and protect your right to decide what you want to do with your body. If you have cancer, for example, and you want to take a treatment for your cancer that is not FDA approved, you will not have to leave the country anymore to save your life. You can do it right here in Idaho. Not only will this save lives in Idaho, but Idaho will become the hub for technology and research in the health and medical fields, with people leaving the rest of the country to come here to save their lives. The economic benefit to Idaho is unbelievable and beyond compare. The fourth part of my Keep Idaho, Idaho plan is making Idaho a financial freedom state. Now, again, I ask you, as you leave here, which hopefully won't be anytime soon, that you go to votebundy.com and you read through the Keep Idaho, Idaho plan, and you ponder upon it. Maybe you pray about it. Maybe you do some research. Maybe you ask yourself, is this really possible? Could this happen? And determine for yourself whether you will support this. Because I don't believe that a candidate should be the reason why you support a candidacy. I think it should be what that candidate has done, what he's going to do.
Yep.
So the fourth part of my Keep Idaho plan, as I said, is making Idaho a financial freedom state. A huge problem with government overreach today is unlawful intrusion into the financial lives of individuals. People just don't have financial privacy anymore, and no matter which way you try to spin it, our current system is in violation of the Fourth Amendment.
Yes, you're here.
And to put it plainly, if you don't have financial privacy, then you can never be financially free. Unfortunately, Idaho has no real beneficial business or personal privacy laws. As governor, I will advocate for a complete set of constitutional rules to make Idaho the gold standard for financial privacy. Even better than Switzerland. So, what we hope to do, right, is that every person in Idaho becomes financially free, financially secure,
Yes.
and then guess what happens when you become financially secure and free? Then you need a place to put your money. You need a way to use your money. And Idaho will be the place to do that. This will bring millions of dollars of out-of-state revenue into Idaho's treasury, effectively increasing Idaho's revenue base without costing Idaho a single penny. Also, this will bring untold billions of dollars of capital into Idaho's financial sector, creating new jobs and increased economic output. Idaho will become synonymous with both financial privacy and prosperity, ultimately giving Idaho the greatest potential for financial freedom. I need a drink here. Now, time will not allow me to talk about the other important topics in the Keep Idaho, Idaho plan. So go to votebundy.com and download it there, as I've said. The Keep Idaho, Idaho plan is just simple and responsible. It frees the people of Idaho to more openly trade with each other without fear from improper use of government force. It protects police officers who follow their conscience, empowers parents to fulfill their divine role, and school teachers to more fully help prepare children for a life of prosperity.
Great.
This plan restores justice to a broken penal system, ends abortion, and empowers communities to practically fight drug abuse. The Keep Idaho, Idaho plan will open up entire new and prosperous industries in energy, healthcare, and agriculture. This plan will solve Idaho's affordable housing crisis while maintaining the rural culture that makes Idaho, Idaho. Overall, the Keep Idaho, Idaho plan will improve life, bring prosperity, empower and protect families, and secure the opportunity for happiness to every person living within the beautiful state of Idaho. The Keep Idaho, Idaho plan will keep Idaho, Idaho. May God bless the people of Idaho. I pray that He will bless us. May we live up to these blessings. May we keep Idaho a bastion of freedom and prosperity for years to come. May we be an example to the world of how to be free, of how to act, how to treat each other, and how to leave each other alone. And together, all of us together, may we keep Idaho, Idaho. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. All right, Diego, it's yours.
All right, how are you guys excited about the Keep Idaho, Idaho plan? So we're asking everybody here a couple of things before we start wrapping this up and bringing up our good friend Jordan Page to hold a free concert. If you guys, first of all, before you walk out of this area, take a look around and see all these Ammon Bundy signs, votebundy.com. You all see those? Those are free for those of you guys who are here today. So please make sure you grab one of those on your way out and put it in your front yard and let everybody know you are supporting Ammon Bundy. Now, how many of you guys want to help Ammon Bundy become the next governor of the great state of Idaho? Raise your hand. If you're really serious about making Ammon Bundy the next governor of Idaho, turn behind you, look at someone you haven't seen yet before, and give them a big high five and say, let's make Ammon Bundy our next governor. Now, if you want to help, you guys probably received the flyer. If you didn't get this flyer yet, you can get one over here at the Vote Ammon Bundy canopy. But it says 20 ways to help Ammon Bundy. Now, everybody's always asking, hey, how can I help? How can I help? I want to be a part. I want to help. Well, there's 20 ways to do so on this flyer, ranging from volunteering, posting Vote Bundy graphics on your social media campaign, sending out Vote Bundy graphics on iMessage, Facebook, Messenger, Signal, Telegram, WhatsApp, SMS, whatever. Downloading, reading, and sharing the Keep Idaho, Idaho plan, posting an article on your blog, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and there's one right here that says this. Why don't you download the official Vote Bundy song and make it your ringtone on your phone? What? There's an official Vote Bundy ringtone? Not only official Vote Bundy ringtone, but before we bring up Jordan Page, if you will turn this over, the flyer that you have for 20 ways to help Ammon Bundy, there is a Vote for Bundy song. This is the official campaign song that was written by a professional country artist, works on The Voice with Blake Shelton, and he wrote this song for the Ammon Bundy campaign. Let's go ahead and play it, and you guys can follow along right here with your flyers.